So how am I feeling is a really interesting and powerful question.
I feel a lot of different feelings every day.
It has been increasingly difficult to talk about my day with family and friends.
Fearful, anxious, and overwhelmingly sad.
This has been a true challenge.
But I think the overwhelming feeling that I have is one of great pride.
And a feeling of love. And I know we're going to be okay.
I never lost my hope.
In the midst of my loss and my pain, I'm at peace.
So if I had to describe to people what it is that we've been going through, I think a good example would be the difficulty I had in trying to follow up some charts that I hadn't completed during the height of the epidemic. I think one of the reasons I didn't go into them to finish them is I didn't want to know who actually had died. And I felt for each day that I didn't open up those charts, it was like they were alive for one more day. And that was just really hard. I remember seeing the names and thinking, I just don't want to open that chart because I just don't want to know. Some had happy endings and they did well, but many didn't. And so I'd want people to know that these patients still stay with us even after they've passed away.
Since the COVID crisis began, I walk across Central Park every morning to work, which is something I never did before. My husband walks with me every morning and holds my hand. When we get to the hospital, he gives me a big hug, and he walks me home every evening and gives me a big hug when we return. There are some mornings I walk alone and I listen to music, and because there's no one in the park, I sing out loud because no one is there, and I cry when I sing.
For the last 8 weeks, I have been working in a medical intensive care unit taking care of COVID patients. The most prevalent feeling for me right now is sadness.
I could not believe everything I was living and seeing so many infected and dying people.
And I'm feeling sad.
I feel heartbroken.
I feel like the nightmare just doesn't end.
As a first responder, we respond to a lot of unknown. People's houses, homes, bus stops, train stations, and you don't know what you're walking into. So the fear of the unknown is often very prevalent.
Many challenges that are unusual and outside our control.
And I feel out of control. I feel like something has taken over our lives.
I was fearful, fear of the unknown.
And what the future brings.
So as a chaplain and as a man of God, I've learned to take my hand off the steering wheel and let God drive and take me to where He would have me to be.
When you go to nursing school, you have this envision of what nursing should be, and you take an oath to heal with your healing hands and care with your courageous heart.
Nurses are nurturers. We help people through the art of listening and human touch. We see babies born and people come to the end of life with our help.
The hardest part during this pandemic is the fact that we're about to intubate patients and they look to us for reassurance. We are their answer. We are their strength, and they look at you and they say, am I gonna make this? And you don't have the answer when you feel in your heart you should, because you're a healthcare provider. This is what we do. And the only thing you can give them is that I am with you throughout this journey. I'm going to carry you through, and I promise you are never alone. I would say that is my defeat feeling, because all we want to do is fix it. And right now we just don't have the answers.
This COVID-19 crisis has robbed us of some of the basic tenets of nursing. We've seen death in numbers too horrific to speak of. As a profession, we are scarred and hurting.
I feel like I will never be the same from this. My career will never be the same from this.
Trust me, I will never take for granted again the power of touch, because in that hospital is the only place where it's accepted. And it's the only place where us healthcare providers can hug each other and wipe each other's tears and applaud one another and applaud your loved ones and hold our loved ones' hands. That is the biggest thing.
Sometimes the collective sadness becomes too much, and we find a small group of us in tears trying to make sense of it all. I think in this dichotomy of shared sadness and resilience, the former becomes, in some small way, easier to bear because you know that others are carrying it with you.
I can feel their pain when I hear their voice and look into their eyes and see the anguish of all the things they've seen and done.
Maybe my personal experiences are unique to myself, but everyone I talk to and everybody I work with, they all have a little bit of that same flavor, and it helps me get through my own issues.
Their caring and compassion that I see brought to every single patient, that just fills me with immense gratitude and a feeling of love.
I'm feeling a sense of peace over the death of my mom. As the Lord was with me every step of the way. My mom was in a nursing home. I hadn't seen her for over 5 weeks. And I was not able to see her. And she died on Sunday, April 19th. And that Thursday, the nursing home called me. And they said that my mother's roommate has the coronavirus. And they have to put my mom in an isolation room. The room they placed my mom in was adjacent to the parking lot, and I could walk and see my mom for the first time in over 5 weeks. And so I saw my mom that Thursday, I saw her that Friday, I saw her that Saturday, and I saw her that Sunday morning. And that Sunday morning I had been to church briefly in the morning, as my pastor does a video broadcast. And I was able to see my mom, and I could see her breathing and moving her hands. She was 95 and a half years old. I could see her breathing on her own. And as I was staring at her through the window, an aide saw me, and I could hear her calling out to another aide who positioned her with that aide so that my mom could face the window. Her eyes were closed, but I believe in her spirit she knew I was present. And they cracked open the window so I could speak to my mom. And I gave my mom a blessing. And then I left. And within 10 minutes of being home, the nursing home called me and told me that my mom had passed. But I had a sense of peace, because I believe my mom felt my presence. She heard my voice. She heard that final sound, and she had the peace to let go, to head for heaven. So in the midst of my loss and my pain, I'm at peace that I know she's with the Lord. Amen.
I want people to know that as much uncertainty and just challenge that this virus and situation has brought on to everyone, there's so much hope, love, and caring that has just been magnified. And I see every day the caring and the love and compassion of colleagues, of people I work with, who just put themselves in the shoes of that patient and that family, and they do everything they can to make sure that patient and that family don't feel alone in what they're going through.
Being with the frontline staff and seeing what they were doing every day was it's incredibly powerful.
As an environmental service worker, I believe my work is very important for the hospital.
My respiratory therapy team who are on the forefront, putting their lives at risk every day. One slip of the mask could be fatal.
I'm proud, I am grateful, because my team has been unbelievable, and we have done well.
I am no longer COVID ill. I have recovered. I am grateful to be here. Grateful for being given the opportunity to serve, together helping to heal the sick, the frightened. There are few opportunities in our lifetime where we get to have a real impact.
Still have a lot to process, but I feel like we're starting to recover in our minds a little bit.
I'm feeling hopeful that the medical community worldwide is learning from this unprecedented pandemic, and that this knowledge will benefit healthcare in the future.
We are resolved to continue.
I'm determined just to make things better.
And I thought we will see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think this light is coming.
I feel proud, I feel grateful, I feel lucky, I feel supported.
And I feel grateful and a sense of hope of the future, that we're moving to something better.
I want folks to know that even though the media and the world have given healthcare workers and leaders like me the title of heroes or healthcare heroes, behind that mask, we are very much human. We are vulnerable, we have our challenges and our struggles.
I'm traumatized. I cry. I wake up at 3 a.m. every night.
While ill, our first grandchild was born, and we have yet to hold him, or even hug our own son.
I miss seeing my children. I miss hugging my granddaughter. Although I see their faces on FaceTime, I miss the soul of being with them.
I would like people to know that we go to work every day and we put our heart and soul into everything that we do, and that we are taking care of your loved ones like they are our loved ones.
My family's in there. Your loved ones have become part of our family.
No one here is alone, that everyone, all of these patients are surrounded with such love and caring by everybody.
I'm going through this, realizing I'm not alone.
And I feel like there's no better time to be in healthcare.
And I feel loved by many people around.
No matter what, we were going to get through this, and we did.
I am changed, and we will change what happens going forward. I am grateful.